Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Been talking the last couple minutes with it on mute. So yeah, I was just saying that this is the first time really doing it by myself. So if things are weird and not right, like if you can hear the music at the background, if it's too loud, let me know. If anything else is weird going on, just let me know. Because I had to set everything up on my end, so hopefully I got it right. Yeah, sorry about being muted there in the beginning. But yeah, I was just saying Tesla's not having such a great day. Volume seems low. Yeah, that could be a thing. Hang on a second. On my end, it's kind of weird. Like it's... Hang on. So if I turn it up too high, then I start echoing. Is that any better? Let me know if that's better. I should be louder. Oh, but yeah, if I turn it up too much, then I start having an echo. Yeah, so just let me know if this is better. I'm just gonna pause that music stuff because there's no point of it right now. But yeah, just let me know if I am louder and if I need to turn myself up. Okay. All right. So, yeah, sorry. Like I said, first time doing this by myself, so settings are gonna be kind of wonky until I get it all perfect. Yeah, so there's not really any news why everything's kind of like some things are up, like CCIV's up. NIO was up, but it's just slowly kind of going back down. Tesla's not having a very good day at all. But yeah, some other things are up. I guess we could just talk about the NIO news. The only thing that I saw why the Dow is down is like the yields go down and the 30-year treasury dips below 2%, which yields going down is a good thing. So I don't know why things would be going down when the yield is going down, like the bond yields. So doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But the good news for NIO, sorry, I'm going to be like looking back and forth between my two monitors. But the good thing with NIO is CICC raised their forecast for NIO sales this year by 5% to 98,000. Just like this article says. I'm trying to find it, which means that they think they'll do probably around 28,000 in Q3 and Q4. That's how much they'll have to do to meet this 98,000 units sold, which means that's like an average of around 9,300 a month. So if they could do 9,300 a month, obviously that's a good jump up from where they are now, and a really big jump up from a couple months ago. That's over 2,000 deliveries extra a month from a couple months ago. Yeah, let's see some of these questions. Yeah, third quarter and fourth quarter, you pray that NIO wins. Yeah, they're gonna be doing record deliveries. I'm hoping by in a couple months they'll do around 10,000 a month. Probably by, like I said before, I don't think they'll do 10,000 this month, but next month they could potentially get there. Yeah, for sure by the dips. Yeah, anything under this. Let's see where we are now. We've been saying it for a while that anything under like 50 is a great buy, but even like 60 is gonna look good. by the end of this year if we, anything under 60. But I mean, we're going to keep buying. At least I am going to keep buying as the price goes up, just because, as more funds become available, I'm going to keep buying. I don't have a set price. Like, I'm not going to buy any more under 45 or something. Like, I don't have a hard cutoff. I'm just going to keep loading up. Current opinion on Taiwan-China relations? I mean, I don't really have an opinion, except they're not good. Just a guy without hair, exactly. Um, yeah. Every time it dips, buy more. Exactly. I know a lot of people are trying to like swing trade it and day trade it. I'm not. I do that sometimes with other stocks, like we've talked about before, but it's pretty rare. I usually just try to, with all my long-term plays, I just buy the dips instead of trying to sell at the peak and then buy back in. Tim, no, I don't have any leaps. We currently don't really do any option trading. I have so much in NIO, I honestly don't really. Right now, I'm trying to put into other things, so I'm not just super NIO heavy. Like 31 or 32% of my portfolio is NIO, and the next below that is like half of what I have in NIO. So NIO's my biggest holding by a lot. So I unless there's a big pullback, I'm not going to be buying a crazy amount right now, because I bought a lot when it was down. So NIO Power Day on the 9th, catalyst to make NIO stock go up. I think it might go up a little bit. It's not going to be like a NIO day kind of thing. The hype's not going to be that big as NIO day, but yeah, I could see it going up a couple percent, but we'll see what happens this week. I'm not expecting a whole lot of movement, but we will see. Just everything's been up like crazy this past month or so. So yeah, I don't really want it to go down, obviously, but I could see some consolidation for a little bit. I don't really see it moving up or down a whole lot. Power Day might be a little bit of a catalyst, but since I don't think there's going to be hype, like I said, with the Power Day like there is NIO Day. I mean, they could release something awesome on the Power Day, their future plans and stuff, and it could go up. But yeah, I don't see it being a big catalyst or anything. I just got in at 52.7. What price do you think I should target to buy next if it dips to average? 52. I don't know. I don't really see it going back down to like 45 or so, but I mean, if it goes down to 45, for sure I would buy more. But I would say if it goes down a little bit more than this, but there's obviously a support around this 49, low to mid 49s. So we'll just have to see. I don't really see it dipping really far down, like back into the low 40s, unless the whole market is going down. So I mean, you could buy a little now, and then if it dips more this week, because if it goes up at all, because Power Day, I'm assuming it'll just sell that back off, just like it always happens. Prior to all the good news, people buy it up, and then once the news is released, everyone just sells. But the volume on NIO today is pretty good though. 47 million so far. We're halfway done, halfway through. So it's gonna be another 80 million volume day. It sucks I went up today and then just just now we're just losing all that we went up. Uh, just a guy without hair. I don't really have any opinions on leaps. Uh, dust and nuts. Hopefully I don't. Or honestly, I didn't expect to wake up to a red day across the board. Guess it's a major correction. Major market correction. Was hoping to catch another payday or two to reinforce my positions. Yeah, I mean, like we've been saying, the RSI on everything's been up or is up, and way higher than it should be. So it needs to at least consolidate for a little bit. The last week too was really good. Um, Overall, my portfolio last time I looked was barely up. It seemed like things were either barely negative or barely positive, and it kept kind of flip flopping. Um, but yeah, will it go up? It will go up the day before. Are you talking about the day before NIO Power Day? I'm assuming it will, maybe just a little bit. Nothing exciting, maybe like 2% or something. Because it's not being hyped up. Like, and there's not really any news articles about it. No one's really talking about it at all. So I guess holding will be better and sell during Power Day, then enter again when it drops. Um, I mean, you could try doing that. There's always risk there that you lose out on more money by trying to do that. But I mean, I've done it before. Not really with NIO, but other stocks, because it might not really drop after or during Power Day. Because if it doesn't go up, prior to Power Day, then there's no reason for it to sell off after Power Day as well. But I could see I could see it going up a little bit, but if it only goes up like 2%, then I don't see it really selling off the next day and people taking profits, because 2% is not really a whole lot to be taking profits on. Um, do you know anything about EV Go? Do you mean Go EV, like canoe stock? I haven't really looked into them, if that's what you mean. Power Day is on the 9th. Do you think NIO will go into a partnership with big US footholds like Hyundai, Kia did with Ford to break the US market? I don't think so. I don't really think so. They'll have a big backing and stuff already from being in Europe and everything. They won't. I don't think they'll need to. What are your thoughts on BYD? I think from what I haven't looked at them for a while, but I mean they're selling cars like crazy over there in China. Um, I haven't looked to see like how many shares outstanding they have, so I don't know if it's undervalued. But looking at their price compared to what they, how many cars they sell, it looks like it's undervalued to me. Um, but again, I don't know how many shares they have, so it might not be. Um, but I don't think the hype is there, like with NIO and stuff, and like Tesla, because it seems like a lot lately, like the last year or two. I mean, volume is the only thing that makes a stock go up or down. People have to be buying and selling, mainly buying, obviously, for it to go up. So if people aren't really talking about the company and there's not a lot of movement, not a lot of volume, then the stock's not really going to move. So I don't think BYD is really getting the attention that it should for it to move up, because they're selling more cars than NIO. What country is NIO going to expand to next? I don't know. William Lee said that he wanted to be in 5 other European countries by the end of this year, besides Norway. So we'll see. I mean, there's been some sightings of Neos in Germany, so maybe Germany. It hasn't been released yet. What countries? Is Neo still undervalued? Um, I think a little bit. I don't think a lot, but yeah, I think a little bit. A little undervalued. I don't think like way undervalued because there are a crazy amount of shares, like 1.6 billion shares outstanding. So, yep, Thomas, yep. Some have been also spotted in Sweden. Yeah, so I mean, maybe those are some of the countries he's getting into next. I mean, it's hard to say. Do you think Atlas or Rivian will try the same route? I don't know. I kind of hope not, because a lot of times these SPAC deals don't really go well for the companies. So yeah, I hope Rivian doesn't, because I've been waiting on that one to come to the market for years. I don't think they will. When they talked about going public, from what I remember, they didn't say anything about doing it via SPAC. So I hope they don't, because I've really been looking forward for Rivian to go public. Yeah, Lucid doesn't have a single production vehicle yet. Yeah, they're working on their pre-production models now. At least last that I've heard of is a couple weeks ago that they were doing the pre-production models to work out all the kinks, make sure everything's good to go, everything's set up right for their actual production models. Or was that no? I think Lucid. I think that was NIO. NIO was doing pre-production on the ET7, and CCIV was doing pre-production. But then they did actually produce some vehicles that, if they pass, all the QA stuff, that those vehicles would be delivered. I believe that's how. I believe that was Lucid. Which is good because obviously they're getting closer to actually delivering vehicles. They're planning on like 577 or something like that by the end of this year deliveries, but they already have over 10,000 in reservations for vehicles. So that's good. They just need to start actually delivering. I know a lot of people are pissed at Lucid for not delivering, but they had to deal with part shortages as well. It's not like they wanted to hold back on deliveries. So it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. I think once they start delivering, it's going to be fantastic. Uh, Good day to you, sir. Stocks are rather up and down today. Yeah, Captain. It seems like I said this before. It kind of seems like things are either like a little up or a little down, and they keep kind of flip flopping. Last time I looked, Microsoft, Nvidia, and some other tech stuff for me was up. Roku had a jump and was holding last time I looked. Let's look. Look at Roku. Of course, I was last time I looked was around here, and it's just dipping since then, so that's good. Well, Nvidia just yeah. So since the last time I looked, everything right when I stopped looking, everything started dipping. Um, yeah. DD thoughts on DD? I there's been a lot of talks that they're huge over in China and everything. But obviously the Chinese government saying no new people can sign up for it. Wow, Nvidia is really dropping off. Obviously, that can just kill the company, but I think once some of that stuff gets worked out, some of that stuff gets figured out, they'll, reverse that decision. Um, but yeah, we use Fidelity. Like that's Mike in the chat. Um, we use Fidelity, so we use Fidelity Active Trader Pro. It's like a desktop app. That's what we use all the time. I like it more than Webull, but I mean, if you don't really use Fidelity, then you can't really use Fidelity Active Trader Pro because you have to have an account to sign in to see it. But yeah, I like Fidelity's app. Their desktop app, their phone app isn't all, fantastic. Like, I don't know, like Robinhood or something. It's not as easy to use and good looking, but they're getting better. But I like Fidelity the most. Is there NIO stock dilution going on? Not right now. I think it's gonna we'll see what happens with the Hong Kong exchange. It could be diluted more if they offer more shares, obviously. But last time I looked, they're not offering any more shares. It's already NIO's already kind of diluted, so yeah, they have like double the outstanding shares that all the other EV companies do, which sucks, but not a whole lot they can do about it right now. Dustin, I think Didi could be a giant once Chinese regulators go quiet between the Chinese market and if they can break properly in Taiwan, Philippines and such, could be bigger than Uber, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, exactly. On Nvidia's popping back up. See, this is why you don't panic sell, people. Because if you panic sold here, you're losing out on money now. Yeah, Thomas, fingers crossed for a reverse split in the future for NIO. I've thought about that. I don't think that'll happen, honestly, but because then if they do a reverse split, say they do a reverse split, like a 2-to-1 reverse split, well, in a couple years their stock is gonna say be 5, 6, 7. If you do a reverse split now, 2-to-1, the stock is gonna be what, $100. And then in a couple years, it's going to be, say, or I don't know, in 4 years, say it's going to be $300, $400, $500, and then they're just going to have to do a split, a 1-to-2 split, and then you're back in the same situation. So I don't know if there's really any point of doing a reverse split, because then like I said, in 3 years or so, they'll probably just do a split again. And then you're just back in the same situation. I mean, if Tesla does another split or Xpeng or anything does another split, then they'll be in the same situation that NIO's in. Which I could see Tesla doing another split, if they get back up to like 3,000 or so. And then they'll have just as many shares as NIO does. You're out of NIO in 3 years or so? Kathy Wood, please buy NIO. I mean, it would help because then all of her followers would be buying up NIO like crazy too. Yeah, Dustin, with the AMC stuff, yeah, I don't pay attention to what that's doing. That's not based on what the market's doing. If it reverse splits and hits 300, that'd be a dream. I mean, if they do a reverse split now, it'd be at $100. So it only has to go up 200%, which isn't that much to hit $300. I mean, it'd be nice. I wouldn't complain. But I don't see them doing a reverse split. Tesla does another split, I'm doubling down. I have 245 shares currently. Dang, man. 245 Tesla shares? That's awesome. I don't think they'll do a split anytime soon. It's going to be another few years unless their stock just randomly starts blasting off, but it's kind of struggling. It doesn't look too great. While a lot of other things are recovering, their stock is kind of, I mean, they've recovered a little bit, I guess, but nothing compared to a lot of the other tech stocks and stuff, EV stocks. Average 535, that's good. When is Jack going to 20,000 production? Well, let's get to 10,000 first. Yeah, let's get to 10,000 first, but within a year, for sure. I thought I saw a date, but I don't remember exactly the date. But I know it's going to be less than a year. But then also their NIO, their factory in NIO Park is going to be done within a year also. I think around Q3 they'll probably start cranking out vehicles from there. Yeah, we'll see 10,000 by the end of the year for sure. I think in like 2 months. Um, yeah, Tesla's been having a lot of nonsense issues they've been having to deal with lately. So that's why I think their stock's not really moving. I mean, the huge recall they just had to do, one of their Model S Plaids just caught on fire. That was just released. So, the media is going to eat that up. Um, does NIO make their own batteries in house or do they outsource? They outsource to CATL. Tesla gets their batteries from them as well. Um, NIO Park will also have buildings that manufacture for other companies, right? Yes. It's not just going to be NIO in there. That's probably why they named it like NEO, not NIO Park. But yeah, NIO's going to have a factory in there, and then there's going to be a bunch of other factories, plus like a bunch of R&D stuff, but it's not just going to be NIO. What is your July vehicle prediction? Probably 9,300 is what I say. Low 9,000s probably. Low to, yeah. 9,300 is what I'm saying. Yeah, there's CATL is supposed to be doing the sodium. Start doing some of the sodium battery stuff, which is going to help because all the you know issues with making lithium batteries, low resources and stuff. So that's going to help as well, and they'll be cheaper in the long run. Does let's see. Yeah, this going back to some of the good news is this. CICC raises its forecast for NIO sales this year by 5% to 98,000 units, which, like Mike said in chat, that would mean they would have to average from here on out 9,300 deliveries a month for the rest of the year. Which is funny that 9,300 came out at like that. I gave that 9,300 prediction for July, I don't know, on Thursday or Friday, and then this came out and said they would have to do 9,300. But that's just average. But yeah, I could see them doing 9,300 for sure by the end of this year. I think by Q4 they should definitely be up to 10,000, unless there's some issues going on, like part shortages or something. I don't see why they can't hit 10,000. Because the pullback to 9,500 was only supposed to last for Q2, and then they were going to go back to 10,000. So, but I don't think they'll hit that in July. I don't think they'll do that this month. I would love to be wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. So let's see. Another one I've been watching is Roku. It popped up this morning, kind of like everything else, and then slowly selling off. Tesla is just steadily going down. CCIV was up pretty good too. It held on longer than most all the other EV stocks. Usually right around here is when everything started going down. They were up like over 2%, and then started going down. We had DD's down 20%. Yeah, a lot of things now in my portfolio are starting to turn red. So I think everything's slowly starting to go down. The Dow is down 385 points, over 1%. Nasdaq's down 0.6%. Can I look these up here? Whatever. Yeah, SP 500 is down 0.8%. So, yeah, just a pullback kind of day, I guess. But if you guys aren't yet, you should hit that sub button. Really helps us out. Here, throw that in here real quick. Is Neuro driverless delivery something else? I haven't looked into that, so I don't have an opinion on it. I think more and more of that stuff's going to be more popular though. But I haven't actually looked into that company. 1K in NIO over the past 3 months. I don't know if you mean you've made over 1,000 or you've put over 1,000 into NIO. Yeah, NIO's been killing it. I wish in Weeble you could like kind of like Google how you can just drag and see what the stock is up. Because if you go to Google, you know, you can click on the 1 month and see it's up 14%, or if you want to see from specific dates, you just drag it. Yeah, the past month, you know, it's up 15%. Let's see. So yeah, can't really complain, I guess. But yeah, we need to kind of go sideways for a little bit, I think. You put in 900 and up 15%. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're doing good. I know a lot of people, it's funny to see in our comments on our videos that people saying, you know, NIO's terrible, NIO sucks, and you know, all those people go quiet when it starts blasting off. And then we got a couple comments a couple days ago, but it's like, I mean, it's been going up like crazy. Especially when you compare it to like Tesla. Tesla hasn't really been doing a whole lot, unfortunately. Yeah, just like Mike said. But yeah, I mean, it's been going up like crazy. Xpeng's been going up like crazy. Like, look at that. Past 3 months. Like, it's just been straight up. So, I mean, like the chart shows, it's kind of just consolidating, going sideways, which is what it needs to do. It needs to calm down a little bit, and then we'll start moving back up. The RSI is kind of still high, like 60. So, yeah, we need to just go sideways for a little bit, I think, and then we'll be good. I need 250 more shares to hit 1K. Fire rain, yeah. I mean, this could be a good, you know, this week could be possibly a good opportunity because I see some pullbacks probably going to happen. Or at least just trading sideways. So whenever there's some dip, I would just snatch up a little bit more. I don't think there's really a bad time to buy NIO. It's in the long run. If you're holding long, you know, even by the end of this year, if you buy now, it's going to be looking cheap. Yeah, Moe. Yeah, you don't want it to be blasting off 6 to 8% every day. That's not good. You need nice steady increase, slow and steady. Yeah, dividend is exactly like I just said. If it hits 200 like anytime soon, like that's just ridiculous. Obviously there's going to be a big sell off. I think a lot of newer people to the stock market are kind of the generation of instant gratification. They see crypto and they see other, penny stocks going up 100, 200% in a day, and that's what they want with everything. And if they don't see it, then they hate the stock, which it doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I mean, if anything's moving up crazy fast like that, it's gonna sell off just as fast. Um, um, I was gonna say six figures are like easy there. Three figures next year for sure. Yeah, I for sure see over 100 next year. Easily by summer next year. Yeah, Stardust exactly. Short term is gonna go up and down. Yep. I mean, as long as we're trending up, it's no big deal. And if you're holding long, even 3% pullback or 5% or more is not really that big of a deal. If you're up, say, 20% in a month and it pulls back 5%, it's not really anything to be upset about. You're still up good, and it's just going to recover from that. What was it? NVIDIA? Yeah, so NVIDIA popped back up. But then since then, it sold off a little bit. Now it's kind of just hanging out. But yeah, when I first started trading, like if I saw that like 10 years ago when I first started, I would be panicking and probably sell, down here. And then right after you sell, boom, pops right back up. So, you just got to not do things based off emotion and, don't do irrational things because it always recovers. CCIV's sideways now and it's positive, which is good. NIO trending is projecting 120 this year. Hope he's right. Yeah, I know. I saw a video not that long ago where that's like his original goal from pre-correction, and he's stuck with it. Yeah, if we see 120 this year, that would be ridiculous. But I honestly don't see that happening. Or I mean, we might hit it, but I don't think we'll. If we do magically hit it, I don't see it holding above that for sure. But I mean, I would love to be wrong, but I'm Mike is saying like 70 to 75, and I'm saying like 80 by the end of this year. 120, sure would be nice though. I find it hard to take a positive opinion on crypto. Yeah, I got some Ethereum, but it's not the same as having Tesla and such. Feels more gamey. Yeah, 100% agree. 190% agree. That's pretty much without hurting butts. It's kind of, it's a lot more of a gamble. It's kind of more like just throwing your money at AMC or something. And just, you're just hoping for a big return, especially now with China and a lot of other countries starting to ban platforms, or just, China banning crypto in general. Governments want their hand in it. They're probably going to create some like the US. It wouldn't surprise me if they created like some US crypto thing, and that was like the crypto. Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I haven't looked crypto the last couple days, but when the whole correction was going on, everyone moved their money over to crypto because it was going up, which obviously more people buying crypto, that's going to keep going up. But now that the market correction's kind of over and we're heading back up, a lot of people sold out of crypto and are putting it back in the market, which is what, a lot of things are going up. Plus, China banning it and everything's never a good look. Let's see, I know I missed some. Is NIO the only company that is developing level 5 autonomy? Yeah, Tesla's, I don't know where they are at on this, but I know that they said they wanted to hit level 5 autonomy this year. I haven't heard any updates about that lately. So yeah, NIO's not the only one for sure. Tesla is working on it as well. Is Clover a good long-term stock? I haven't honestly haven't looked into it. I honestly haven't even heard of it until Wall Street Bets started pumping it up. So I honestly don't know anything about the company besides Wall Street Bets was trying to pump it. Um, if the U.S. makes some Bitcoin copycat and they claim it the bald eagle coin or America, I ain't buying. Yeah, I mean me either. Um, yeah, for us to buy XRP, we have to do all the, at least in the States. In other countries, it's a lot easier to buy all these just random coins. But in the States, it's a lot harder. It's like pancake swap and everything. So, yeah. Level 5 autonomous driving is for NIO, EV, and the ET7. Yeah, they have all the cameras and stuff. So as they get closer, at least, do better level 4 autonomy, they can do software updates and everything. Kind of like Tesla did with like the full self-driving and everything. It's just a software update. And yeah. You love pancakes. I'm honestly more of a waffle person. The nice crispy outside and fluffy inside. Yeah. Um, I'm thinking of buying a little more Tesla. Do you think it will dip more? Yeah, I think Tesla's probably going to dip a little more. uh, uh, would you rather buy Tesla or NIO if NIO comes to US? Are you talking about the? Guessing you're talking about the vehicles. I would rather buy a NIO. To make Tesla dip more, just show pictures of your Tesla on fire. Exactly. Um, I'm sure. I'm assuming. You know, where is it at? Um, where is it at? They get rid of it? Maybe it wasn't ever on here. Yeah. So their Model S Plaid caught on fire, and it actually trapped the person in the vehicle because it has electronic locks. Trying to find an actual article on it. Um, yeah, so it trapped the person in the car because it has electronic locks. Um, so yeah, they had to pretty much just shove as hard as they could on the door to get out of the thing. And I was talking with Mike. I know Corvettes for a while they had electronic door locks, or to open the door electronically, and but it also had like a manual thing in case obviously it failed. I would assume you would. I mean, if Tesla only has the electronic locks, that's just asking for, or I keep saying locks, but electronic door opening thing, that's just asking for problems. Hey, Tom, I like waffles. I do love pancakes. I have pancakes a lot more often than the waffles just because, easier to make. Um, but yeah, I do love a good waffle. Maybe it's just because I don't have them as often as pancakes. But man, I do love pancakes. I'm not saying I don't like pancakes. I do love pancakes. Blueberry pancakes, or where it's at. Blueberry pancakes. My mom always got peach pancakes at Cracker Barrel growing up, and I thought it was like disgusting. But then I tried it, and yeah, peach pancakes from Cracker Barrel, delicious. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just don't like soggy bread, so you let your pancakes sit there for a while and it just turns soggy. It's no good. Um, Tesla could trend higher if they sold a tracked version of the. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Dustin. I saw a guy. I don't know. It's been a year now where he was kind of modifying his Tesla, and that was the next thing he was gonna try to do is the over amp stuff. Um, but that was like a year ago since I've seen that, so I don't know if he's messed with it at all. Let's see. There's also possibility. Okay, let's see. Starting from the beginning, I prefer NIO's battery swap model as it's subscription based, and that means continuous revenue. Exactly, everything is going subscription based because that's more money in the company's pockets. There's also possibility of different tiers of batteries, cheaper swap for short distance within city and longer distance batteries for city or to city rides. Yeah, they're actually already doing that, where you can get a cheaper you can get the cheaper battery, which obviously is less miles. Um, they're already doing that currently, which is good for good for you if you don't have to obviously go very far. There's no point of buying or paying for the longer range one. Overamp sounds dangerous. I'm right. I agree. Thomas, why you say wow? Wow. I bought Tesla too though. Um, yeah, I mean, I have Tesla stock. I don't have nearly as much as NIO, but I do own Tesla. Obviously, they're doing great things, and yeah, good flexibility for car owners. That's what you want. I mean, I think their battery swap thing is a fantastic um, model. Can't believe you called pancakes soggy bread. I mean, if you let them sit there a little too long, it gets kind of soggy. Um, but yeah, I mean, I grew up on blueberry pancakes at my dad's like every weekend. Love blueberry pancakes. Car car guys don't need 500-mile radius, 20 amp maximum. Give them the extra amps inside gear. I know they have ludicrous mode. Want a full on scramble button. Cook some eggs on the motors afterwards. I mean, ludicrous mode's kind of like a scramble button. Kind of not really, but kind of. Cook some eggs on the motors afterwards. I mean, you could. Oh man. I don't. I've eaten so many pancakes in my life. Like I can't eat plain pancakes. Thomas, like they got to have a little extra something, a little extra razzle dazzle on them. I'm in Florida and I have like mango trees and we make mango syrup and we put on top of it. Oh man, that's good stuff. Apart from Neo, what other high conviction stocks do you own long term? Um, Tesla, getting out of EV stuff, Teladoc, Roku. Besides like the typical ones like Microsoft and Apple and stuff like that, CRM, Salesforce, and DraftKings, Lucid, CCIV, stuff like that. Um, yeah, it looks like at least Roku and NIO sideways. A lot of things are sideways now. AMC was up this morning, not anymore. Um, Nvidia doesn't really know what it wants to do, up and down. Tesla sideways, and a lot of things just sideways right now. Maybe later today around 2, especially 3 o'clock, maybe we'll have that 3 o'clock power hour and we'll just blast off. I have a high disdain for people who put syrup or peanut butter in the fridge. Me and my wife has argued about this for 10 years. I'm assuming you're the same way with honey. Nothing makes me more mad when people put syrup or honey in the fridge. My mom and dad growing up both used to do that, and it just irritated me. Honey just in the fridge just turns into a solid. Um, but yeah, there's nothing worse than putting cold syrup on your pancakes. That's just terrible. I've never heard of people putting peanut butter in the fridge though. But yeah, that's just as terrible. I don't know. Maybe it's the old way of thinking, like everything needs to be in the fridge. Hopefully NIO can end above 50 today. I mean, NIO little tiny, you know, uptrend here, or not even uptrend. A little. I was gonna say blast off, but it's not blast off either, so I don't know what to call it. It's just starting to move up. Ew, Mike, get out of here. Syrup 100% belongs in the fridge after opening. No, no. There's nothing worse than cold syrup on your pancakes. That's just disgusting. There's nowhere on the bottle that says it has to be in the fridge. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Exactly, Dustin. You tell him. You tell him what's up. Yeah, syrup does not belong in the fridge. That's just terrible. No better way to ruin your pancakes than putting cold syrup on them. Let's see, Baba. I haven't actually been paying attention to Alibaba in a long while, honestly. It's just trending down. I don't know if there's a reason why it's actually just, going down and hasn't really recovered at all from the correction. I would have to actually look into it and see, what the company's been doing. Actually do some research on it because I haven't looked at them in over a year probably. But I mean, it's gone down a lot. If you believe it's gonna go back up, then yeah, now would be a good time. But like I said, I haven't been keeping up with the company and what they've been doing. Yeah, I mean, even the fake syrup, that artificial crap doesn't even need to be refrigerated. Just when you thought you knew someone. Nah, dude. Look at the bottle. It does not need refrigerated. Freaking cold syrup is probably the worst. Like I said, honey in the fridge. Honey in the fridge is just. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you put honey in the fridge. You got it all wrong. Because that stuff turns into like a solid. But yeah, if you're putting syrup in the fridge, you're not living your life right. You need to reevaluate some things. That's for sure. We'll see if it's other. Yeah, everything's kind of following the same trend. Besides Tesla, it's still sideways. Xpeng, Roku, NIO, even CCIV, they're all following the same trend right now. Man. I mean, yes, obviously cold water is better, but putting anything cold on something hot is it's just no good. You might as well just not, you might as well just, if you have leftover pancakes or something and you microwave them before you eat them, you might as well just not do that. You might as well just put this old cold syrup on it and good to go. Finviz map is red. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Yeah, Amazon's up. It's about the only thing. Wish is up 3% supposedly. I haven't even been paying attention to Wish since I'm not in it. Mike is in it, but I'm not in it. Wish is up 4%. Ice cream brownie. Do you mean brownie with ice cream on top of it? I don't know what an ice cream brownie is. Now, if I have brownies that are left over, I don't warm that up. If that has anything to do with anything. I don't like when just you have a nice warm brownie and then you put ice cream on top of it. That's just terrible. It's terrible. See, I don't know. Maybe it's a personal thing because yeah, I don't like that. I do like when my ice cream is more kind of melted than when it's like hard and really cold. I do let it like melt a little bit and get a little liquidy. But yeah, I don't like cold and hot things mixed together. That's just terrible. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. But I mean, cold syrup is literally the worst. I would much rather have a warm brownie with cold ice cream than cold syrup. Just saying. Now I do go to like Culver's or something, and they have like a ice cream, like a sundae, and you can get like the little brownie bit things, little cubes of brownie on top that are cold. Now that's good. Go to jail. Don't collect $200. I mean, it's just not. I just don't like hot and cold. It's just things that are supposed to be hot, I want hot, and things that are supposed to be cold, I want cold. It's just how it is. I don't know where this thing with cold syrup came from, but it's terrible. Am I the only one in here that agrees with that, or because that's terrible. Yeah, it seems like they're all kind of following the same path besides Tesla. Tesla's just chilling sideways, but NIO, CCIV, what the hell's AMC doing? Nothing, but that doesn't really matter. Roku, Nvidia, Xpeng, Wish, I guess maybe they're all following the same path. Microsoft's going up. It's not following the exact same thing that other ones are doing. But yeah, I mean that's common to see. There's a sort of a sell off, and then it's going to start coming back up. DD is kind of just hanging out. If anybody bought DD, that's kind of unfortunate. Because yeah, they're down 20%. But yeah, everything everything is not doing too good. Some real estate stuff's doing all right, but yeah, overall everything's red. Financial banks, like look at all that crap. They're all down 2 to 4%, 2 to 5% almost. Banks are taking a dive. Same with financial stuff. Supposedly oil and gas was going to be the thing today, I saw someone say, but I mean, that's all down 2 to 6% as well. Kramer said buy DD, but don't buy NIO. Right. Right. I agree with what you just said. Basically do the opposite of whatever he says is our advice lately. But yeah, when he told that one caller to sell NIO and buy Tesla, yeah, hopefully that guy didn't listen, but I'm assuming he did because he's calling in for advice. So hopefully that guy learned a lesson. Probably not, but yeah, probably not. Yeah, we think, according for any new people in here, some NIO news that came out is that CICC raised its forecast to 98,000 units by the end of this year, which means they'll have to average from now on like 9,300 deliveries per month by the to meet that goal. So that would be fantastic. The only time I listened, I was in XL Fleet and it worked out. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Me and Mike bought XL Fleet before the merger, and then it went up. I don't remember 60 to 80%. I think 80%, and then we just sold that sucker and haven't looked back. I honestly have no idea where that's sitting at. I mean, you can see. Man, it's actually been going up. Well, this isn't it. What am I doing? I was gonna say XL Fleet. There. So it blasted off and we sold somewhere around here. What is that? So yeah, I was up 94% actually that day. It's hasn't been doing anything since. Just kind of chilling. So, yeah, any time a stock runs up like that, you should probably take some profit because it's going to tank. With the Lucid CCIV merger happening, hopefully that doesn't happen because, I mean, if it blasts off 50, 60 or more percent, I'm going to be taking some profits to let it come down and then buy back in. That's my plan. Yeah, I hope we get a rebound in today. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff's starting to come back up. So as long as we keep above like this 50, I'll be pretty happy. It seems like there's some resistance or some support around this 50, low 50s. So yeah, it kind of got a little worried when we were dipping down into here, but we just bounced off it again, the low 50s, and it held. So we'll see. I'll be happy if this week we're up like, I think I said in one of our last videos that I see it only being like a 2 or 3% positive week. I don't see a whole lot of movement happening. Should I buy DD? I bought some this morning when it was down like 24% or so. Whether you should buy or not, I mean, that's totally up to you. I just bought a little bit, just nothing crazy, just a little tiny bit just see what happens. Because they are, they're huge. They're huge in China, so they figure out their issues. I mean, once they, their problems are solved, if they do get solved and China allows people to start downloading the app again, this thing's going to pop back up. So you could make some, potentially you could make some good money. Because with how big they are over in China, I'm assuming that they'll fix things and China will let people, use the app, I would hope. And then like I said, it'll pop back up if they do allow it. But if they don't allow it, then it's just going to go down and this company is going to pretty much die. I know that they said that people that still have the app before it was taken off can still use the service. But, obviously if new people can't sign up, that's going to hurt the company for sure. Yeah, I'm hoping everything starts moving up. CCIV starts selling off again after it went up. Tesla, it's just going sideways. Its volume is so low, like 19,000. Volume on Tesla right now is very bad. NIO, let's see. NIO's volume is 54 million. I mean, it could be a pretty decent volume day. It's not going to be anything crazy like we were seeing back, a few days ago, like these days. It's kind of looking like this day though, but we could hit 1 million, or not 1 million, 50, struggling, 80 million by the end of the day, which is kind of the start of a good volume day for NIO. So obviously it's good that the volume's still there, but yeah, Tesla's their volume's not very good. What are my thoughts on Tattooed Chef? We've talked about this before. I think it's going to be a good long-term hold. I was back in it when they were pumping it up, and I was just in and out for just quick cash, but I think it's going to be good long-term. I have a Sam's Club membership, and I don't know, 6 months ago, they only had like one of their pizzas in the frozen food section. And now they have a lot more stuff. So they must obviously be selling it. I tried one of their, I don't know, it's been like a month or so ago. I forget what it was. I think it was one of their pizzas and it was actually pretty good. I was pretty surprised. But yeah, I haven't bought any since obviously, but I know there's a big movement towards instead of regular crust, the broccoli or cauliflower crust, just for carb sake and everything. There's a lot more people moving to that, so I think Tattooed Chef's going to be a good long-term hold. I see it being like a Beyond Meat thing. Yeah, I've been wanting to get back into it, but I haven't been paying attention because there's so many other things going on. But I wanted to get into it once it calmed down a little bit from being pumped up. Oops. Let's see. It keeps randomly, I watched it the last two pumps, like back in December. I got in it around here during this pump, and then I haven't been in it since then. And then I know a little earlier, Wall Street Bets was trying to pump it a little again. Not crazy, but it was just like mentioned, and in the handful of stocks that were trying to be pumped. But for me, I would want it to come down a little bit before I bought into it. It'd be nice if you could buy down more like here, like 17 areas. Yeah, I mean, it might not go below 20. But I think long term, either way, long term, I think it's going to be good. They're coming out with more and more things, more items to sell. So, yeah, I haven't been paying close attention to it. What are your opinions on any upcoming correction? Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff coming out about market crash or whatever. I don't really see that happening, but I mean, I could be wrong. But you know, the housing crash, like the house stuff, you know, that's got to come down because the prices are outrageous right now. Like I could sell my house now for over double what I paid for it. Like I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago that I've been here. But I don't think it's gonna crash because me and Mike were talking about this earlier today. The whole reason, at least a lot of the reason why it crashed, you know, 2008 or whatever year it was you know the banks were handing out a bunch of loans that people couldn't afford it. And since then, there's been a lot of changes to loans and stuff. So I mean, just because the prices of houses and stuff are like super high right now, that doesn't mean it has to crash. It could just come down. And so I don't know if there's going to be an actual crash, but we'll see. I don't see a whole lot of reasoning why there'll be a crash. I think a lot of just fear mongering's going on, but okay, I'm back. All the talk of pancakes made me hungry. Had leftover lasagna. Oh man, that sounds good. I looked at all the overall volatility on markets. Just stayed closed another day. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. I expected this week wasn't really going to be that great of a week. I mean, like we've said, everything's been moving up like crazy, so it needs to calm down just a little bit. The reason I'm asking is because I have, let's say, $500 to invest. I put them on my current stocks, Tesla, NIO, Palantir, to start, or start with a new stock. It all depends. It really depends on what you think of, you know, diversifying and however many stocks you already have. That's hard to say. Um, I've honestly been doing a little more diversifying myself. I bought, you know, a handful of other stocks. That is always a tough choice whether to just keep loading up on your current holdings. I went through this battle with myself last week. You know, load up on current holdings, or do you buy into something else? I kind of did both. I loaded up a little bit on a couple things, but then I also bought like three other companies as well. So it's a really hard call. It took me a couple days to figure out what I wanted to do. Um, China invading Taiwan would probably be the only likely scenario that would destroy NIO stock. I mean, obviously that wouldn't help. um, yeah, like Mike just said. You already got DraftKings. I mean, that's what I was gonna say was DraftKings. That's the first one that obviously pops into my head is DraftKings. And like Mike said before, if China, China US stuff gets bad and like there's some kind of war or something, which I don't really see happening, the last thing on my mind is my stocks because, you know, everything's going to go to crap. If something like that happens, it's not going to be good. Maybe like Nike too as well. Nike's been going nuts lately, from what I've seen. Let's give it a gander. Like their last earnings, like they jumped up like crazy. but they've been moving up, like they've been moving up good. I don't know if that's really gonna help, with the NFL stuff, but just one that came to my mind. DraftKings is the main one. Thomas, exactly. Yep. But I don't really see anything like that happening. Let's see what's going on. NIO. That's still, I guess, trending up since that down. CCIV is starting to head down though. Roku doesn't really know what it's doing. Nvidia is starting to head back up. Xpeng is going back up. AMC just doesn't know what it really wants to do lately. We've been hanging around this low 50s. I think a lot of people are just getting impatient. Like the volume is super low. Usually that was hundreds of millions. So yeah. China and US go into any war type scenario over China aggression on Taiwan. I'm going Boeing and Lockheed Martin. Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know what would happen with that. I don't. I honestly have no idea what would happen. I don't really see us going to war with China. And if we do, any outcome of that is not going to be good. Um, if you could just throw this out there, if you guys aren't yet, hit that sub button. Helps us grow the channel. We're trying to get to 6,000 subs by the end of this month. Thank you for everyone that's already obviously hit that sub button. Also hit the like button. That really helps too with the live stream. Yeah, Xpeng CEO says more players joining the EV bandwagon could accelerate the shift in auto industry. I mean, yeah, more competition is better. Obviously, more competition. But people are gonna have to kind of innovate at a faster rate. They can't kind of just stay stagnant. They always got to be competing, price wise, tech wise. But yeah, user frustrated by lagging Volkswagen ID4 car interface. We just did an article on that. NIO is upgrading their stuff, making it faster and everything. Cause yeah, you don't want laggy tech, and over time, the more stuff you put on it, and just as it gets older, it starts getting slower. You don't want obviously laggy UI. It's no good. I bought more DDI or DD. Will be the Chinese Uber. Yeah, I bought more today. It's kind of hard to say with China, but I think you know, they get their crap figured out and trying to let some, you know, new people sign up, then I think it's going to be good. Um, but we'll see if that happens. But yeah, if they do allow that, then it's just the stock will pop back up because they're huge. So I would assume that they'll get that sorted out. UXIN, that's been one that's I've heard people talking about recently, and it's on the list to look into, but I have not really looked into it. I mean, I know what they are, and NIO actually invested a little bit into them as well. And you know, the used car market right now is insane, so that could be a really good thing. But I need to look more into it. Let's see. I was just looking at like CarMax, at least for the states, to see how they're doing. Hasn't really done anything. I mean, it dipped down into May, but then it popped back up here at the end of June. Yeah, we need to look into them, especially with NIO investing into them. But yeah, just used cars in general are out of control. I hate EA. I wish Battlefield Dice was just a stock by itself. It's kind of like love-hate relationship with Activision slash and Blizzard. Yeah. Yep. You gonna be getting that new Battlefield game that comes out when it comes out? Um, and Neo's kind of slowly recovering. Slowly. Dow is still down 0.8%. Nasdaq still down 0.2%. SP 500 0.5%. So things are slowly coming up. But yeah, it's not the greatest overall. I wonder what Lee's doing. Oh dang. Look at Lee. Lee's up almost 2%. It did the same thing, slowly dipped, but it's been recovering pretty nicely. And Xpeng's up as well. I'll get the new Battlefield. Haven't bought in since Battlefield 4 because everything afterwards wasn't even worth the price of the demos. Completely agree there. I haven't bought anything since Battlefield 4 either. I honestly really like Battlefield 3. But yeah, I was in the one that came after Battlefield 4. I did the demo of, and I was like, yeah, it's no good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of nonsense that you can just script something to trade for you at the best prices, but I mean, there's a lot of sketchier stuff going on in the market, like Blackpool and everything. But I mean, they can just do whatever they want. What is? Don't want their stock to reflect public opinion when they do shady stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Pretty much everything is red still. Not doing great. Kmart? I'm probably gonna be ending live stream here soon. I have to edit a video that's gonna go out at 4. If you didn't see our post, we might be holding comments for review, because if you've seen that's what's happened with Graham Stephan and Stockmo and some other people, they got letters saying that their channels are going to be possibly deleted on like the 12th because like spam comments and stuff. And we try to keep up on all that crap, but you know, they just constantly create new accounts all the time. So it's hard to keep up with it. So what they're doing and what we are probably going to do is just hold all comments for review, so all those spam comments don't come through. They're kind of thinking it's, you know, if you've seen fake accounts like stock dudes accounts like that obviously aren't us, they think it's kind of more of that stuff, but no one's really sure exactly what it is because YouTube's super vague on their meaning, their definition and everything of what spam is. So yeah, we might be holding all comments and stuff because obviously we don't want to deal with that. And it's, you know, you block them from your channel, they just create another account. So yeah, we'll probably start doing that. So if you don't see your comment right away, that's probably why. But usually we stay on top of it pretty good, and they usually all say the same kind of thing. They use the same phrases and stuff, so we have that, like those words like auto blocked and stuff. So just wanted to let you know if you see anything, you know, why, you know, if your comment's not popping up right away, that's why. Someday I'm going to start an ETF and label it "buy this with laundry money" and only invest it stocks that don't suck after 3-day weekends, maybe after nice, a 0.069 dividend on growth years biannually. That's fine. It seems like for whatever reason, after long weekends, the day before the long weekend's usually never good because no one wants to hold over the long weekend. And then also just kind of the next week in general, but especially that Tuesday, the first day of openings, usually never really great either. It's just how it goes. But Wish is just sideways. NIO's came back up a little bit. We're staying above 50. We've bounced off that like 3 times now. Well, 2 times. This is the 3rd time. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, if we hold above 50, that's obviously a good thing. Nvidia's heading back up, so that's good. It's positive now for the day. Roku's kind of recovered, sold off, starting to recover again. We'll see if it sells off again, but Xpeng slowly just going back up, recovering. Microsoft is slowly going up. Yeah, Lee's doing all right. It's, recovering. I don't know if they ever went actually negative on the day, but Tesla's, I mean, it's slowly trending up, very slowly trending up, but they're not doing very great today. CCIV was starting to pop back up, but it's just selling off since then. So it's like a lot of things are following a pattern, but then they're also, some things also aren't following a pattern. But for the most part, a lot of things are just following the same thing. But I'm gonna end the stream here, and I don't know, that in 3 minutes, 1:35, at least Eastern time. So if you're not subbed yet, hit that sub button. We're gonna be putting out a video in like 2.5 hours at 4 o'clock. Ford needs to do a stock buyback, then they should pay back some loans and get their price trending in level with GM. Yeah, that's been a big concern with a lot of people, is their debt. Ford's debt. I don't know if they'll do a stock buyback, but yeah. I mean, let's see. I know they were down earlier when I looked. Yeah, they're down 3%. Is there a way? Let's see if that's right. Yeah, I mean, you are right. If you just look at their shares outstanding, Ford has 3.9 billion and GM has 1.45. So that's insane. 3.9 billion shares outstanding. That's crazy. Yeah, if they did a a buyback, obviously that would help, but 3.9, that's insane. It's a crazy amount of shares. Crazy amount of shares. Obviously, that's why it's only $14. But they are putting a lot of money into EV stuff. So I guess long term, I could see them being a good hold. They're pumping a lot of money into EV stuff. I like their Ford Lightning too. The price is good, the range is good, unless you're towing, obviously. But yeah. I just want a GT 500. Yeah, Lambo. To me, people that buy Lambos, Ferraris, they don't really know cars. They just, those are kind of the well-known supercars, and that's just what they buy. Even though there's a lot better supercars out there than Lambo and Ferrari. So yeah, Lucid truck. That would be nice. Easy there, Mike, with the Evo. Yeah, the Lightning, I'm excited about it, but also not. I mean, the price is good. It's not like, a Rivian or anything that's $80,000. So the price is good. The range is, pretty decent. I mean, obviously, for the price, you can only expect so much range. But I like that, it looks like a normal truck. It's a good start. It's a good first EV truck to put out, I think. So if they just build upon that, obviously it's going to be good. But the price is the main thing. The price is awesome. If Lucid made a truck, that would be long down the road. That's like 5+ years down the road. They need to get into the mass market first. Um, but yeah, I think the Lightning's a good first go at it. But I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining. Hopefully, tomorrow and this week we get some good news and the stocks start actually moving up. But we'll see. We will see. What happened to the Apple car? Yeah, I mean, I think what Apple's trying to do, I don't think anyone's gonna really want to do it because they're trying to get another company to make their Apple car, and then probably once it gets established, they're just gonna, and once they make enough money from it, they're just gonna bail on that company once their contract is done, and then they'll have enough money where they can start producing their own Apple car. Um, but why would any of these other automakers that want to get into the EV stuff themselves, why would they literally create more competition for themselves? It doesn't really make any sense. So I don't really see a manufacturer doing an Apple car unless they don't really have any plans to get into the EV stuff, which I don't really know why a company wouldn't be trying to get into the EV stuff. So I think Apple's gonna obviously have a hard time because they've talked to over like 10 manufacturers now and they've all denied them. So makes sense to me. I wouldn't want to help create more competition, take more sales away from what I'm doing. So they'll either have to make it themselves or try to find some company to work with them. But yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah, next live stream will probably be yeah, probably I guess tomorrow or Thursday. It'll be a red day again if y'all don't live stream. Well, I mean, we'll try to live stream. We did a poll on our channel, so I guess if you haven't voted yet, go over there and vote. But we did. The two options were: should we stream 2 to 3 times a week or more? Possibly every other day or something, or at least I don't know, maybe almost every day during the week around this time. And the majority said only 2 to 3. So if you want it to be higher, go over there and vote. But yeah. And it's also kind of hard to live stream when there's no real news to talk about. Because, what do you talk about? I mean, we could talk about pancakes or whatever else, you guys want to talk about. I am super hungry, actually. But, I mean, I just like talking, just chatting with you guys. We could talk about anything. I don't really care what the heck it's about. Like pancakes or whatever. But yeah, it does make it kind of hard to live stream and it to do decent when there's no real news and it's just, a red day and there's no reason for the red day or if we're just going sideways. And yeah, if there's nothing really to talk about news-wise, it's kind of hard to do a live stream because no one talks in chat and then it's kind of awkward and you just kind of sit there because there's not really anything to talk about. So yeah, the best live streams are always the ones where chat's always, the most involved, asking questions, just, saying things that they're looking out for, some stocks they're watching or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of weird when nothing's going on because then there's not really a whole lot to say. But yeah, we'll see. Either, like Mike said, either tomorrow or Thursday will be the next live stream. But yeah, just throw it out there one more time. If you guys aren't sub, hit that sub button. I got a video coming out at 4. It's gonna be a juicy one. It's gonna be what we predict their Q2 numbers will be, and we haven't really been too far off lately. We've been on the lower end, which is good. We've been off, just a little bit on the lower end, which is fine by me. I don't want to say they're going to do $3 billion in revenue and they only do 1.5 or something. Try not to be those guys that just try pumping everything up and hyping it up. based on nothing. But yeah, NIO's starting to go down a little bit. Hopefully we'll hold above 50. We'll see. It's at 50.02 right now. But all right, I'm gonna end, and we'll see you at 4. Have a good one, everybody.